about the different hormones. The hormones released from the different types of cells, and the types of hormones and the function of those hormones. So let's study about the hormones. So firstly, as we all know that there are different types of hormones which are released from acidophils and basophils. These are the type of cells from which the hormones released. Acidophil cells release growth hormone and prolactin hormone. Next, the basophils, they release ACTH, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and thyroid stimulating hormone. So they belongs to the basophils. Mostly the question is asked about whether the growth hormone is released from acidophils or basophils, etc. The name of the different cells is given and the question is asked about them. And now we will discuss about the different types of hormones. The types of hormones, they are amines. First, amines are the type of hormone which has nitrogen group in them, like ammonia like groups are involved in them. And next one is the peptide type of hormone. Peptide hormones are those which are short chained amino acids. They are smaller than the in the comparison of the protein hormones. So they are called the peptide hormones, and they have the peptide bond between them, peptide bond. And the next one is the protein type hormones. Protein type of hormones are the longer chains of the hormones, longer chains of the amino acids. And other one are the glycoproteins, which are having glycol bond with the proteins. And next one is steroid hormones. These are the hormones which develop from the cholesterol. So the cholesterol plays the major role in the development of the steroid hormone. So this was about the different types of cells and the hormones released from them and the different types of hormones. So now next we will discuss about which hormones belong to the which type of the hormone type and the function of them. So as we all know that there is hypothalamus, and from the I will write on in the short form. As we know that there is hypothalamus and there is the release of the oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone. So these both are the peptide one. As I have already told, the peptide hormone. So these are the peptide hormones, and these both oxytocin and antidiuretic hormones, these are released from the hypothalamus, from the nerve endings present in the hypothalamus, and then they are stored in the posterior pituitary. The nerve cells having their endings in the posterior pituitary, so they are stored over there. They are not formed in the posterior pituitary, they are formed in the hypothalamus and they are stored in the posterior pituitary. Next one is about the pituitary gland. As I have already told you, both the hormones, they are stored in the posterior pituitary. And what is the function? uh, Oxytocin, as we all know, that it initiates the labor and helps in the milk ejection, initiates the milk ejection. And antidiuretic hormone, this is responsible for the reabsorption of water from the kidneys. That means antidiuretic hormones helps in the absorption of water from the kidneys. Now the next is the interior pituitary hormones. These were the posterior one. Now the interior pituitary hormones. Interior pituitary hormones are like growth hormone, then there is the prolactin hormone, prolactin. These both are again the peptide hormones, growth hormone and prolactin, they both are the peptide hormones. And what is the function of growth hormone? Growth hormone stimulates the growth of the body, and the prolactin helps in the promotion of the lactation. They are peptide. Somewhere it is written it is peptide, but somewhere it is also written that they are the protein type of hormones. That means they are having long chained. Now the next one is the follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, LH, and the thyroid stimulating hormone. They all are the glycoproteins. They all are the glycoproteins, and their function. Follicle stimulating hormone, as we all know, they help in the maturation of the ovarian follicles. And next is the luteinizing hormone. This plays its role after the 14 days and helps in the ovulation. So luteinizing hormone is responsible for the ovulation. And next one is the thyroid stimulating hormone. As we all know that it releases the T3 and T4 from the thyroid gland, and T4 gets converted into the T3. So T3 plays the major role in the body, and in the presence of iodine this happens. Now next is the adrenocorticotropic hormone, that is the ACTH, and this is the peptide hormone, and this is the hormone is released from the anterior pituitary and promotes the release of glucocorticoids and androgen from the adrenal cortex. This is responsible for the glucocorticoid hormone and androgens. From the adrenal cortex, this means ACTH affects the adrenal cortex. Now next one is the after the interior pituitary and